Yeah, this is Point Easy, coming greasy, and coming sleazy. This is Point Black. Stop moving around, you know what I'm saying? Coming hard and off the car. Coming with the flow, straight from the barrio. And coming with that heat to the damn street. This is PBN Point Black National News, the late and the great edition, the ghetto edition as well. Because this is what we must do. And always, you know what I'm saying? Coming with the facts, crack backs, and the boom bip to the line ass lips. You know what I'm saying? This is PBNN, Point Black, National News, the late and the great edition. Now, today, we're looking at a great many things as they're coming in on the smiles. Excuse me, people. Excuse me, people. Oh. No. Yeah, chat. Yeah, coming in on these matters today, and we're looking at a situation here where this gentleman stood up and confronted Bush on his line behind. You know what I'm saying? On his line behind. So let's see if we could pull the clip up on where this man went in on Bush, Donkey Jr., heard about, 9/11 and the Afghan war and all the stuff that went on. And he seemed to be very frustrated in the way he set it off. But I see him as a patriot because he stood up and spoke the truth and bring it forward to his chest. Because the demon Democrats think they can get away with just about anything and they're immune. We have to start understanding that immunity must be looked at, because when you can challenge a standing president like Donald J. Trump, accuse him of 100 crimes and all types of bullshit, then we have a posing problem. Even when we look at the fact of them talking about gas masks, buy gas masks and all types of shit and this and that, and an event is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how long the gas mask is really going to last. But at the same time, this is the bullshit that we have allowed these people to dug in to our world, that they can come up with all types of shit and great events, but it's all based on the conductor of taking people's lives. So without further ado, let's see if we can draw this gentleman going in on Bush head. This is this guy. What we're hearing here is this guy. He's saying that Mr. Bush, when are you going to apologize? You know what I'm saying, for what he did. For a million Iraqis and Afghanis, you lied. You lied about weapons. Where he lied about weapons of mass destruction, millions of Iraqis are dead. You know what I'm saying? Many people's lives have been taken, soldiers have been lost, and he lied. He chumped up a war. This is what the demon Democrats have been doing, even going all the way back to the Civil War. You know what I'm saying? They always chumping up a war in the effort to want to take over something. Same with the demon Democrats in all ways. You know what I'm saying? And many of them, this is why they infiltrated the Republican Party, and literally, probably to me, sometimes have, really influenced it in ways that it should not go, because the right people are not there anymore. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, this gentleman is going in on his head. You know what I'm saying? So in this matter, we're just going to read this comment right here. You know what I'm saying? This is coming in by the one and the only. You know what I'm saying? Coming in on his comment. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and we have another one. Trump derangement. They won't show this on the news. You know what I'm saying? I wonder why they won't show this on the news of this gentleman barking at, Bush Donkey Jr. and the shit he did. Now, the one coming in by the one and only says in this one, he says, when I first heard that Bush was blaming Iraq for being involved in 9/11, I had my suspicions. So did I. When he said there were uh, there were WMDs in Iraq and weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, I thought he was referring to chemical weapons, which Iraq had used in the past. When talking about probably chemicality, when he assorted nuclear weapons, I said, no way. Iraq, as we all knew, was not that advanced in that area. When Powell showed us a small, it looked like vial containing yellow cake, I said, here was a, I said, here we go. Bush either made a mistake or he lied. That that conflict needs not to have the conflict needed. What he said is the conflict didn't have to happen. There was no need for that. You know what I'm saying? There was no need for that. He lied. He knocked on the World Trade Center. He did everything under the sun to drive us into the war, whether people want to believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? But here's another one coming in by no no truth no truth mind or something like that. But he said in his comment, I'm saying it's like Troy, New York, 10 hours ago. You know what I'm saying? Remember, this is a late edition. He said here the neocons the neocons are foaming at the mouth over the prospect they could over the mistaken prospect they could fraudulently take out Saddam Hussein using 9/11 as the execute. The plan was to liberate Iraq and have the Iraq so thankful they would become a client state and allow the U.S. to set up military dominance in the Middle East of all the oil in the region. Oh yeah, we know that. We know that as a fact. We know that's a fact. I have no doubt that what you asserted was a factor. I think the I think the criticism of Bush was that he was uh, practicing nation building. I know he was practicing, he's out of his fucking mind building, probably. You know what I'm saying? I favor many conservative views, but the Iraq War was a bridge beyond too far. You know what I'm saying? But now let's go back to the gentleman and play this from the top. And this gentleman is right in always screaming at Bush for this bullshit because this all 9/11 and everything that took place was due to his garbage. Let's just be 100% in itself. You know what I mean? Let's just be 100% in itself. You know what I mean? But here we go. Listen carefully. You see that? You see that? That was a gentleman screaming at him for that whole situation. Millions of people died in this situation of this demon democratic. They believe they can do anything and get away with it. Even telling us now that they have issues where we must buy gas masks and they're going to release this gas, I guess, under the Detroit airport and set it off and all types of stuff. And they're going to wipe out half the population and all kinds of foolishness is what they're talking. You know what I'm saying? But this is the type of world that these people choose to want to live in. This is the type of world in which they wrote, even talking about a Bible and scripture and all that book, they wrote in that book, you know what I'm saying, is definitely something that they're going to have to make happen. You know what I'm saying? This is not something that's happening by God or anything they talking about Jesus. None of that is happening like that. This is all happening by man's hand. You know what I'm saying? This is why they put it in the prediction that man will destroy itself. But when you look at it, he's not God, is man. And there is no God in which they can show us. Only man doing bullshit. This is where the people come in and the people must stay. But see, what the people played around for all these years and allowed them to con and slicker and slagger us, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, they digging in and having a contingency plan even when their other plans don't work. This is why now he's talking about a new COVID mixture. You know what I'm saying? But this is a part of their bullshit and the things that they do. As we see here, you know what I'm saying? We even see many different changes coming in the report. We got a report of a new report on the light of the nearly $1 billion land purchase by a mysterious company near a California Air Force base, that raised national security concerns. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? Since 2018, a group called, um, I guess, what? Flannery Association invested more than 800 million on almost 400,000 acres of agricultural zone land surrounding the Travis Air Force Base in uh, Solano County, California. Public records show. Despite early speculation, China was behind the purchase. China was behind the purchase in more ways than one. China is behind the purchase of land, a big plot of land, 400,000 acres, next to the Air Force Base. Imagine that. Imagine if we had did something like that. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if we had did something like that. You know? I mean, it's amazing the things that is going on in our country due to demon democratical nonsense that has been going on. And it's very, annoying to see that they would allow these people to come in, be buying up all this land around the Air Force Base. Doesn't make any sense at all. You know what I mean? When we look at it. How can they be buying up all the land next to military bases and nobody's doing anything to shut it down? It should be completely shut down and vacant, and they should not be able to buy any land anywhere at all. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere in this matter. So who's behind letting these people in to do these things is the question that we must ask. You know what I'm saying? It's a question we must ask because they're saying here, despite early speculation, China was behind the purchase, amid concerns that the company with ties to China have been ramping up efforts to buy American farmland. Legal representation for Flannery has maintained the group is controlled by U.S. citizens, with 90% of its capital coming from U.S. based investors. That's a lie. I bet you majority of those U.S. Are down with the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, and building up a total invasion close to our military bases. So when shit pop off, they could go right there and shut them down before they can even get off the ground. You know what I'm saying? However, and American people need to look more into this investigation. However, after 8 months of investigation, federal officials would not were not able to confirm or deny this to be true, and were not able to determine exactly who was backing the company. Now, reports from the New York Times and San Francisco Chronicles reveal Planier Company. The Planier is comprised of groups of ultra wealthy Silicon Valley investors, sellouts, the ones that's really trying to probably destroy our country in all ways. Silicon Valley, with a Chinese investment involved. Does that don't sound kind of weird to you? Investor, acquiring vast parcels of land northeast of San Francisco with the mission to build a new California city from scratch. Imagine that next to a military base, next to, according according to next to an Air Force base, a United States military Air Force, there should be nothing surrounding or close to that base in no shape or form. So we know something is very wrong here. According to the reports, the investors plans for land involves creating new urban centers that could accommodate a growing demand of tech industry and provide a fresh environment in 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 fresh environment for innovations and economic growth. That's another lie. The goal, according to the report, is to establish a new city that caters to the needs of Silicon Valley tech companies, professionals, next to a Air Force base, hmm, potentially, alleviating some of the challenges posed by, congestion, housing shortage, and high cost of living in the Bay Area. Next to the Air Force Base, San Francisco Chronicles report that these lands of well, questionings or whatever, have been met with mixed and excitement and concern from local communities and government officials. The Democrat California representative, George Mendy or whatever called development around Travis Air Force Base, a critical national security issue. And yes, it is. Ding, hello. The fact they chose to buy all three sides of Travis Air Force even raised immediate questions about national security. You know what I'm saying? Grameen or whatever Mindy, said to pull off the project. According to the Times, the company will have to use the state innovative system to get uh, Solano County residents to vote on it. And if I was them, I would vote no. To really utilize the innovative means, they are going to override the local projections that are in place for Travis Air Force Base. According to Gramendi or whatever, the area is heavily impacted by some very severe restrictions that prevent development and other kinds of activities that would somehow, you know what I'm saying, degrade or harm Travis Air Force Base. You know what I'm saying? Used car markets usually right now. Right now experts, whatever. But Air Force, the Air Force Foreign Investment Risk View. It looked like the Air Force Foreign Investment Risk Review, you know what I'm saying, office is currently investigating the Planetary Association. Yeah, Garmandi said there are there are valid concerns that Flannery or whatever the name land inquest, you know what I'm saying, Aquest or whatever they call it, could be tied to foreign enemies. And that's right. And it is tied to foreign enemies because why would they want to do it right next to a military base and have Chinese connection and all this different shit? This is a complete invasion. And if American people don't get it together, you know what I'm saying, our military will be crippled before they can even get off the ground. So we need to investigate that sequence very heavily and very fast. You know what I'm saying? And be on top of it by all means. You know what I'm saying? You know, we see we see it's over for comedian icon, you know, widowed Grammy nominee after, you know, 2 months. I forgot his name, but he was a good actor too. But we see here where creepy Joe Biden, you know, is now planning a new COVID-19, you know, greasing formula and potentially mandate for all. He ain't mandating shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not no slave to you, and you're not gonna tell us what to do, and you're gonna cut that fucking shit out and stop aggravating the people with this bullshit. And that's what needs to be done. And the people need to stand up against any of this to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, how many are gonna take before you pop? So you need to start getting on his case about this bullshit because every time we turn around, we got to hear this nonsense about this and about that. And nobody wants to hear none of that nonsense from a lot of people, but they consistently run their mouth as if like they're going to change the narrative. And we need to change this narrative, no, not foolish narratives. You know what I mean? Nobody needs to be continuously plagued by him keep saying the same thing over and over and over. And everybody knows simply that none of this is true because even if it is, that means that they're going to be spraying stuff in the air through them little holes they drill in the earth, you know what I'm saying, and releasing all kinds of gas over and over and over there to make people sick and wipe out the whole population, like you said, and leave the rest of the other population in complete shambles and fucking disarray, you know what I'm saying? Complete chaos, you know what I'm saying, and craziness, you know, is what these people like. This is a Luciferian mind frame of these people. You know what I'm saying? Complete chaos. That's they love chaos. You know what I'm saying? And they love chaos. They love anarchy. They love blood. You know, oh my goodness. They love. You wouldn't believe. You know what I'm saying? Consistently with the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We see all types of stuff. We see even I don't follow religion or none of these things. But we see my man Pat. I think his name is Pat Robinson. Says Satan meets his match. You know what I'm saying in this one. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But we see here where you see Rush Limbaugh dies. You know what I'm saying? We all yell, hooray, even though, you know what I'm saying, you're not supposed to speak ill of the dead. I did so in writing about the destructive Limbaugh, you know what I'm saying, who was among the most harmful people on earth. I got I got a couple of messages after my arbitrary, you know, what I'm saying, of Rush Limbaugh was quoted to, you know, determinedly on a right wing Christian, you know, what I'm saying, website. You know what I'm saying? But nobody really cared about it. To me, I don't see anything about Rush Limbaugh. And when he, you know, a lot of people made a lot of stink about him, and I could care less. You know what I'm saying? The people need to start to think for themselves. Stop letting celebrities and all type of people think for you. You know what I'm saying? With their little stupid comments. Even this one here where we see this guy talking about the sign of the apocalypse is locusts and all this and that, and millions of locusts. No, in a millions of locusts, no matter how you twist it, that y'all put up there somehow, some way, some this. Nobody's going for that bullshit that you're talking. You know what I'm saying? With a mother bust your head wide open because you have nothing in it. You know what I'm saying? May her blood, her wound, and her glory sprinkled upon thy head that she has given life. You know what I'm saying? And let no one take it away this day, for I call upon the warriors. You know what I'm saying? And they even got one here. A moving meat leaves internet terrified. What is showing moving meat? Yeah, what kind of moving meat? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, look, moving meat. Oh yeah. All kind of freaky deaky shit these days. You know what I'm saying? All type of crazy shit you see going on. What we see here, where they're saying that the fact check video of crowd celebrating the release of Trump's mug shot is fake. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We see the president, the former Trumpy, sued by attorney claiming the 14th Amendment disqualifies him in itself. But no, it does not disqualify him. The 14th Amendment actually immunes him in all ways. You know what I'm saying? In all ways, even if he wasn't called to be testifying. When you said that this was committed, he was a standing president. So any attorney and anything within that he caused, you know what I'm saying, under the 14th Amendment and so forth on, he must be immune from it because of, so and so and so. That's why you're trying to create an insurrection, but the 14th Amendment do not disqualify him at all. And this is coming in by the main writer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? News you can you listen news you can use and more. Okay. Well, if you say so. What we see here in this matter, in more ways than one, we see where Florida attorney Lawrence, I think his name is Kaplan, filed a lawsuit yesterday in more ways than one. He filed a lawsuit yesterday in federal court in, you know what I'm saying, um, in the Southern District of Florida, claiming that there is a clause in the 14th Amendment that prevents the President of the United States, Trump, from running for office. You know what I'm saying? There is no clause in there. Kaplan states that his lawsuit that the disqualification clause in the reasons disqualification charge in the reason and so on is something that would disqualify Trump. But that is not what that's saying in no shape or form. So I don't understand why he would say that because, what I'm saying, there is no disqualification in the letter of the form stating that he can be disqualified for whatever reason that he seems to have. But in this matter, he's saying that, what I'm saying, Kaplan is trying to say that disqualification for running for president is a disqualification clause is a reason. You know what I'm saying? The disqualification clause we originally created to keep the former former Confederate officials from getting power following the Civil War. I got news for you. That already happened in the demon Democrats. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what crap he is talking about because he seems to be very confused. He's saying the Confederate officials from gaining any power following the Civil War. Yeah, so why the demon Democrats is definitely every single president for the last 47 years in the corruption of the demon Democratical con- Confederates, because that's what demon Democrats are, Confederates. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what part he's mixing up here. The disqualification clause in the 14th Amendment prohibits any who has previously taken an oath. That's bullshit, because that's what I'm just saying. That even Democrats are taking oath, but they're in foreign dealings. And they're in foreign this, and they're in all kinds of corruption. They even have documents, all that. And you still saying that, you know what I'm saying, they take an oath, you know what I'm saying? And we could even show you more than that when it comes to that. So why you keep saying that he in this bullshit talking about anyone who has previously taken an oath of office, you know what I'm saying, from holding public office if they have engaged in rebellion and insurrection against the United States. He didn't rebel against anything against the United States. So that clause is still bullshit. You know what I'm saying? What he said is that you were cheating the election, and he called fraud. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't do anything against the United States that creepy Joe Biden and his son didn't do. Look at what's going on in Iraq. They said we can get. They said that was between NATO and Russia and Ukraine. Why is America supporting Ukraine and giving Ukraine weapons and helping them to push through and all type of shit so they could push through? We get to a nuclear war and a nuclear standoff and blow this bitch up. You know what I'm saying? Why is he doing that? You know what I'm saying? Talking about an insurrection and an oath of office and all this fucking bullshit and rebellion and insurrection. What is he doing helping Ukraine? You know what I'm saying? Talking about making them join NATO. So when they join NATO, they have the back of the NATO, and you push for that whole issue to be is number one. And every country is sending 34 nations is sending all type of technology and weapons and bullshit and carrying on and pushing this war up on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? So right now, creepy Joe Biden, his son should be, and his son, you know what I'm saying, in foreign dealings and shit like that. But you talking about Trump saying, you know, you cheat the election, and he was trying to say that something was wrong, and he had a right to challenge that election result. He had a right to challenge every ounce of that election that he was supposed to challenge all the way to the letter. The demon Democrats have now shown their ass for real, and really show the guts of the fucking beast within them and the Luciferian garbage that they carry on with in our government under demon Democrats. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of that, you have demon crap. You know what I'm saying? And it's Confederate. You know what I'm saying? The Confederates were demon Democrats. You know what I'm saying? But at one point, like the guy said, they were also a part of it all. And they decided they didn't want to be a part of it for some reason and went and started Confederate states. You know what I'm saying? And then they claim injustice when most of the industrial age or the most of the industrial or whatever was going on at the time was more in the north because there were more people. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't give you a right to strike out against your fellow mate because you decide for some reason of a disagreement and you go start Confederate States and then somehow, you know what I'm saying, you claim this and claim injustice and this and that. You set yourself up in the games that y'all play. You know what I'm saying? Chickens do come home to roost. But at the same time, you know, we don't want to hear nothing about this bullshit about rebellion and insurrection, a whole oath and all of that, because y'all are guilty of that 10 times over. Just like I played the clip where the guy is screaming at Bush, Donkey Jr., for causing the 9/11 buildings to blow up, demolition style that he planned out long before. You know what I'm saying? So when this time come, it would happen, and then if that would be the last contingency plan, and blow the bitch. And then that'll send them in. Oh yeah, they give me the money to go into the war. They'll give me the money to go into the Middle East. And, you know, I'll be step building right into, you know, give us a strategic point on the oils and the gas and everything in the Luciferian blood something shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? You did that. We have a 4-year standing president who did not do that. What he did is he fought against you every step of the way. He also, you know what I'm saying, exposed creepy Joe Biden and his son for the corruption and the garbage. He exposed Hillary Clinton and the corruption and the garbage. He exposed Obama. He exposed even Kamala Harris and Komoromorancia. He exposed Biden and he exposed all of those groups, the people that I just mentioned, all the way to Michelle Obama, and the rest of them, all of them, Bush, Obama, creepy Joe Biden, uh, uh, Hillary Clinton, all of them in one whole basket. You know what I'm saying? You call them the duo eight. You know what I'm saying? All of them is fucking crazy, and this is what they don't understand, and people don't seem to understand who they're dealing with when it comes to this inner circle that's inside our government. You know what I'm saying? You go all the way back to Bush. You know what I'm saying? Reagan and all of them, all the way up to now. But in this last decade, you had Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and them too. You had Bush, Obama, um, and Biden, and all the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? But no investigation into source connection into many things that talking about philanthropists and up in our government spending billions of dollars on manipulating our government. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look over there, you see the same thing with Bill Gates. You know what I'm saying? He's over there billions of dollars manipulating our medical system. You know what I'm saying? Then you look over there and you see a whole other fucking set of jerks up there in our government and all type of foreigners in our government. You know what I'm saying? This is the fault of the people keep voting Demon Democrat and putting in what is Demon Democrat or crooked Republican or crooked Democrat or whoever, crooked whatever. It still come out to the same shit. It come out to the same shit.